Hi everyone, Dr. Michelle Warren here, and I'm so excited that I'm going to be joining you for your EDU601 course, which is a very busy course, but lots of fun. And in this course, you will be building out your entire online class. So you'll be developing the lessons, the assignments, the the graphics, everything that you want in your course. You're going to finish it up here in EDU601. So let's get started. I just want to give you a little intro to the week one and help get you started. So here we go. Right. So 601 week one. Let's get that welcome call set up. Go ahead and email me with your best times and days, and we'll go ahead and I'll set that up. I'll compare it to my calendar, and we'll get going on that, okay? Now, if you look at Module 1, if you look at week 1, you're going to be starting to think about your modules in your course. You may have 3 modules, but typically most people have 2. And so you're going to kind of think through all those modules. You're going to be informed by that final authentic assessment that you developed in 602. That's going to tell you what you're going to do in your Module 1 and your Module 2 to get your students over to that authentic assessment and help them be successful in that final assignment. So don't add other stuff. You want to stick to the things that are going to help them build those skills that are going to let them be successful in that authentic assessment, okay? There's a really cool theory here that I want to introduce you to, the community of inquiry theory. And I'm going to click this funny little thing called Thing Link, okay? So there's a lot of pop-ups that gives you videos and information, but essentially the community of inquiry theory was developed by online educators, and it was kind of the components that are important to be present in any online course. They are social presence, meaning the other people in the room, the other people in the class, the teacher, your other fellow students, having interactions with them and building relationships with them. Now, this cohort of 1 program falls down on social presence, doesn't it? Because you're only interacting with your instructor. You're not having a chance to learn from other students in the room. That's something that we are looking at in terms of this program and considering adjusting so that future students will be able to interact with each other. That's the social presence, okay? We have the cognitive presence. That is the lessons, the content, the material. They're learning the topic. They're learning and gaining expertise in that area. That's cognitive presence. That's really important in any course, isn't it? And then the teaching presence. So again, social presence and teaching presence, you don't have this face-to-face interaction with others, so you need to create that presence using technology. So again, the teaching presence, so the instructor needs to be able to read the students somehow, know where they're at in their work, and then meet them where they're at and help bring them along in the course content and understanding it. And also the teacher is responsible for creating a warm, welcoming environment where students feel safe to make mistakes, feel vulnerable, and to learn. So that's the community of inquiry. Excuse me, I'm having some work done here in the house. That's the community of inquiry model that I want to share with you. Let's get back to week 1. So in week 1, you're going to look at we're going to start with cognitive presence. Of the 3 community of inquiry presences, we're starting with cognitive presence because this is the coolest process for developing your own online materials and curriculum, okay? Cognitive presence is super cool. So I'm going to share this with you. This is a document, it's a worksheet that I've given you that takes you through thinking about what are you going to build in your online class. What are you going to design? What assignments and activities, okay? So in this worksheet, you're going to, what I like to do with you in a welcome call, and by the way, the welcome call will be a working visit so that we can start to work together on this phases of cognitive presence connected to your online course, okay? So I'm just going to touch on this very briefly, knowing that you and I will be able to work specifically with your course. So the sooner we have that welcome call, the better, so that you can then turn in what we've worked on together as your draft and then continue working on it as your final. So phases of cognitive presence. There's 4 phases. There's the triggering event, exploration, integration, resolution, okay? Now, what the heck is a triggering event? Basically, a triggering event is a small little kind of tease. It's a brain tease. It's something to get them curious about about your course, about that module, basically. So, you know, it could be a comic strip, it could be a video, it could be a question, just something small. It's just gonna kind of establish what is this subject about, and I want to learn more, and help them want to learn more. So that's the goal, is it triggers curiosity. So it's not going to be a lesson. Triggering event is just a small thing to touch it off. Okay, exploration. Now here's the lesson, okay? So in the exploration event, you will build knowledge. They're going to research, they're going to learn, they're going to watch videos. So that's the lesson part. It's a passive, it's a receptive experience for students. They're kind of pulling it together, learning about it. And then in the integration, that's the activity. This is where you build assignments and activities where they can integrate what they've learned and apply it, make use of it, okay? So the lesson is kind of passive, they're absorbing. I think you remember this from your 652. And then in the integration, it's the do activity they are doing, okay? So these are the big components of your modules: lessons and activities, lessons and activities. Now you may have a couple of lessons around a couple different topics, and then the activity, one activity that they will practice what they've learned on both those lessons. So you can certainly do that. The resolution is the conclusion. Why is this meaningful to me? Why is it important that I learn this stuff and that I can do this stuff? So often it's a reflection. It could be a discussion board with the class going, oh, here's how I'm going to be using this information. Here's what I'm going to do with it, okay? Or it could be a journal. You know, basically you want them to think about how are they going to apply what they've learned, right? So those are the phases of cognitive presence, okay? And what I suggest is that you're going to do one for module 1, and you're going to do a separate one for module 2, right? So that is kind of what we're doing in week 1. Now, let's just go back and make sure we hit everything, okay? Let's get that welcome call going, and we can start working together on your draft. And then we've got this mentorship exchange. And so maybe after we have our welcome call, you could go right into the mentorship, and you could just debrief on that, and you know, kind of think about your class, kind of where do you think you want to go with your class? What kind of activities are you thinking about? So just a quick little welcome call. Mentorship exchange. Quick is good. If you need to do it as a written document, and I believe that you can upload it here in the speed grader as a written document, I believe. So I'll work with you on the mentorship stuff, okay? And then I think that's it for week 1. And then week 2 is a continuation of the cognitive presence, really trying to hammer that home and making sure you get it. So week 1 and 2 is where you're developing module 1, the kind of drafting the outline for module 1, drafting the outline for module 2, using this theory of cognitive presence, the triggering event, the exploration event, the integration event, and the resolution event, okay? And that's that, okay? So I look forward to meeting you guys, seeing you guys, and catching up. Thank you so much. Bye now.